What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to a NBA article reaction video, and we're taking a break from the NBA draft stuff, and we are moving over to free agency, where we have the bold NBA free agency predictions after the 2022 draft from Bleacher Report. So yeah, the free agency period moratorium starts, I believe, on Thursday at 6 o'clock Eastern time, so it is coming up quickly on us. About 4 days away. I will have my free agency prediction video out on Wednesday on the main channel, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, we can hop right into this shuffle. Like, if you guys do enjoy these style of videos, let me know if you want more free agency content, because I still want to drop more draft content on the channel. Alright, so let's hop right into this. First up, we have Kemba Walker gets bought out by the Pistons and signs with the LA Lakers. Now, I could see this 100%. I just don't know, do they give like a percentage thing that happens here? No, they just kind of give the reason why. Yeah, so I would say that teams that would be interested in Kemba, because we all know that he's getting bought out by the Pistons, would be the Lakers. I'm sure the Miami Heat would be somewhat interested, the Dallas Mavericks, the LA Clippers, Charlotte Hornets reunion, probably not. I would honestly not be surprised if the Nets were interested, if they were keeping Kyrie and KD, and he would maybe be a backup point guard if they were going to move on from Mills, but probably not. You'd probably rather have Patty Mills for next year's season. Utah, I'm sure, would love Kemba Walker to come off the bench, so there will definitely be plenty of suitors. So I would say Lakers number one. If he doesn't really care about that pedigree of the team, like, I could see Utah signing him. I could see Utah. Probably not Dallas. Maybe Miami. Utah, Miami. I'm sure Sacramento would love to bring him in off the bench. Minnesota probably would like to sign him just to, like, get a backup scoring point guard off the bench. And he's like a locker room like leader. But yeah, I could definitely see him signing with the LA Lakers. Next up, we have Pistons throw a max deal at Miles Bridges, not DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, I think this could possibly happen as well. There has been reports that the Charlotte Hornets aren't willing to give Miles Bridges the max, which wouldn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, you're paying Gordon Hayward all this money, but that contract is up fairly soon. Rozier has a decent amount of years on his deal. Those are kind of the long-term contracts you have right now. Like, Oubre's not very long. Lamelo's still on the rookie deal. Same with Kai Jones and James Bouknight. Same, like, PJ Washington will be up in a year, but if you're going to sign PJ Washington over Miles Bridges, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, I would really, I don't know. Would I give $30 million to Miles Bridges? That's a tough sell. And if I'm the Pistons, would I give $30 million to Miles Bridges? Honestly, if it's a 3-year deal, yes. If it's a 4-year deal, maybe. Because Cade will get paid in 2 years. You have Ivy down the line. Bay's in 1 year. He can get paid next offseason. Same with Isaiah Stewart. So they will have to dish out some money soon. But I think, like, if you're going to give one max deal out now, I would give it to Miles Bridges, not DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, I would probably have done DeAndre Ayton before the draft, but now that they have Jalen Duren, you still have Isaiah Stewart at the moment. I'd probably give it to Bridges over Ayton. You'd probably have a lineup of Cade, Ivy, Bay, Bridges at the 4, and then Stewart and Duren at the 5. Is that great defensively? Maybe not. Like, there's some chance. Like, Bay's a solid defender, but there's a chance Ivy's defense doesn't translate to the next level. We'll see how well Bridges can be as, like, a 4 full-time. I know he's bouncing back and forth between the 4 and the 3 in Charlotte. So this would just be an interesting move, but it would be a very exciting one. And if you watched my Pistons rebuild on the main channel that dropped on Saturday, you saw I ended up signing Miles Bridges. Next up, we have DeAndre Ayton landing in San Antonio. I could definitely see this as well. Now, it's a little bit different than some of the other teams or some of the other landing spots, because I'm kind of curious on what San Antonio would want to give up. Would they also do a sign and trade with Lonnie Walker? Would they do that also with Jakob Poeltl? Do they do, like, all right, Lonnie Walker, we'll sign you Poeltl, we'll dish you off to the Spurs? I'm sure they would like Poeltl. I don't know if they would, like, covet Lonnie Walker that much. I don't think they would covet Joshua Primo that much. I'm sure they would love, well, they're not getting to Johnson Murray, but they would love Keldon Johnson or Devin Vassell. I doubt San Antonio would want to give up one of those two players. Yeah, so, like, they don't want to give up Jeremy Sohan probably. Like, would you give up Malachi Branham and or Blake Wesley in this deal? I don't think, I mean, I would probably be willing to give up one of them. Like, say, like, Lonnie Walker walks and you were able to do Malachi Branham and Jakob Poeltl for Ayton. I'd probably do that, or Blake Wesley and Jakob Poeltl for Ayton. I'd do that as well. You lock Ayton up. You have him and DeJounte Murray in the pick and roll. You have a plethora of wings, or at least you have Johnson and Vassell as your wings. So in at the 4 spot. I like that a lot for San Antonio. I think they should do that, and that can continue to get them better. They're not locking. I mean, like, it depends if he wants a 5-year deal. Well, I think you can only give him a 4-year. Well, no, if it's a sign and trade, a 5-year deal. But we'll see if his offer sheet gets matched or it's a straight up sign and trade. But I would love DeAndre Ayton in San Antonio. Other destinations I could see. I mean, yeah, Detroit, we just mentioned that. Charlotte could be a team. I mean, maybe they do a Miles, like, that'd be kind of interesting. Miles Bridges for DeAndre Ayton, sign and trade each way. And we have Miles Bridges and Mikal Bridges both on the Suns. I'm sure the Knicks would be interested as well if they did, like, a Mitchell Robinson sign and trade. Also threw in, like, Alec Burks and, I don't know, Quentin Grimes or Alec Burks and so I don't know. Just, like, Alec Burks and somebody else in that deal. That could possibly happen alongside Mitchell Robinson. And any other teams that I could see getting DeAndre Ayton? I mean, I would love the Kings to get involved, but they don't really have anything I love. Like, I doubt, like, the Suns are really going to covet Harrison Barnes. Yeah, that's just off the top of my head. Like, the Warriors would be fun, but they would never trade him to the Warriors. Same with the Grizzlies, but they would never trade him to the Grizzlies. Yeah, no, not the Rockets because they have Şengün, not the Thunder because they have Holmgren, unless they think Holmgren and him could be in the front court together, which you never know could happen, but yeah. Okay. Toronto as well would probably be a good destination if they were going to do an Anunoby for Ayton swap. That could be something because I'm sure Phoenix would love Anunoby and Bridges on the perimeter, but they also need a center as well. Jalen Brunson leaves the Mavs to be the Knicks star. Like, I don't know. I think he ends up on 2 teams. It's either Dallas or it's either the Knicks. His dad, like, the one thing is his dad coach or works for the Knicks now, and he's a former Knick in Rick Brunson. So that's why, and, like, the Knicks are going to try to clear up. They're probably going to offer him 4 years, $100 million. And will the Mavericks go that, like, steep for him? Maybe. I mean, he played very well in the playoffs. He played well with Luka out. But if I were Dallas, I probably wouldn't give him $25 million. So I would let him walk to the Knicks. So I could, yeah, obviously see this happening. Just because, like, you're paying Christian Wood right now, but he'll be a free agent. I still think you need to find, like, a stud next to Luka. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a sign and trade. Jalen Brunson for Kyrie Irving. I don't know if Kyrie Irving would be the guy next to Luka. Probably not, because he's not done well as trying to be a number 2 since he's left Cleveland. I guess he was a number 1 in Boston. Didn't really work out at all in that 1 year he played fully. And then in the, he was there for technically 2 years in Brooklyn. He was a number 2. But then I think, like, just really getting James Harden messed up that team's mojo. So maybe he would play with Luka. I don't know if you want to do Luka and Kyrie at all. But I'm just trying to think, like yeah, I doubt you could do a Jalen Brunson for Bradley Beal or Jalen Brunson for Donovan Mitchell signing trades, or Jalen Brunson for Gobert. Jalen Brunson for Gobert possibly could work, depending how much Utah values Brunson. But yeah, I think it's really Knicks or Mavs, and it's looking like it's going to be the Knicks at this point. And then finally, we have the, with no trade for veteran point guard, Bradley Beal explores sign and trade options. They mentioned teams in here. They mentioned that they should have went after DeAnthony Melton. It looks like Miami and Memphis were all for a real chance at a championship next season, and shouldn't worry about being hard capped. Okay, so I could definitely see this as well. Miami would center a trade around Tyler Hero. If I were them, I would try to get Donovan Mitchell instead of Tyler Hero, but hey, getting Beal is a close, like, second option there. It's just Beal isn't the great. He's not a good defender at all. But the Grizzlies, they're a team that also could really center a trade around Desmond Bane and Dillon Brooks. That also seems like a trade that could really mess up their chemistry. But, like, if you were going to hypothetically, like, if you were the Memphis Grizzlies, do something, like, could you do this without Desmond Bane? I don't know. Because, like, if you're the Heat, you have to do it with Tyler Hero because they don't have any secondary. Like, you can't center a trade around Duncan Robinson. But if, say, we were the Memphis Grizzlies and we offered, like, the Wizards, let's see, I'm going to try to get creative with this live to end the video, but say we did Bradley Beal go into the Grizzlies and you were to do Dillon Brooks. These are 2 free agents. Maybe they'd want Tyus Jones in a sign and trade as well, so we could do something like that. You also throw in Zaire Williams. You get to keep Brandon Clark. You get to keep Desmond Bane. So you offer these 3 players here, and you were to offer, let's see, you have the Warriors pick from the Iguodala trade. Don't you have a Utah first? Or maybe you just got that this year. Yeah, you just got that this year. And you offered maybe your first round pick in 2024. So you were offering 2 picks This trade won't go through because it's some free agents. Art says it's going to work. But yeah, maybe you offered this. Would that be enough? Probably not. I mean, maybe you value Tyler Hero just alone more than this trade, or maybe you have to throw in Xavier Tillman, or you would have to throw in Jake Laravia. Maybe you have to throw in David Roddy, Santi Aldama, some of those other young guys. But hey, it's a start. It is a start. But yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like if you did. Let me know what you guys think of the article down below. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.